Oh, don't chase the poor Mama Robin. I think she's looking for some lunch for her babies, maybe. Ready to go through the forest?
Yeah.
Yeah? We're going to follow the trail?
Yeah.
Go find a spot for a picnic?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Run. Take your time. Good job, Charlotte. You gonna do it again, Abby?
Yeah.
All right, one more time. Are you taking a break? Huh. Same place we came with Jonas and Ruby. That's right. This is a great little spot. Right? You ready for what do you think? Do you like it in there? Whoa, don't swing. You'll fall over and fall on the ground and hurt yourselves. To be careful, okay? It's not a swing. That is not one of Donny Pavolini's magic burgers with the cheese inside. We're going to put some cheese on after it's cooked. We got a simple bun, some honey mustard, some ketchup, some relish, and we've got some tomato and onion in here as well. Because I can squeeze it out of there, and now we have relish on your hamburger. Is that cool? Are you going to have some? One cheeseburger ready to be split in half and consumed by the princesses. Taking hamburgers when I go out backpacking is, first of all, I won't take them for a day. Use them on the same day I take them out. Take them frozen right out of the freezer. They will thaw a little bit as you hike, but still stay fairly solid so you can handle them a little bit easier. I'm going to get this on here and fry this up. We're here today with two girls. We've gone off on another great adventure, and we've decided we're going to include a picnic in the woods today. And thanks to Mart and Donny, I have been craving hamburgers on the fire. I don't have a fire, but I do have my classic trail stove by Primus, my cast iron skillet. Whipped up some lunch. They've already ate theirs. I'm making mine. While I'm making mine, they are trying desperately to have a nap in two different hammocks. Chris, Carolina Outdoors, thank you. That was great advice, man. I wish I'd taken it a week sooner. And it looks to me like we might have to buy another hammock so I can have one too. One of my very favorite pieces of camp equipment. That is a 7.5 inch diameter cast iron skillet. I have no idea who it's made by, and I don't care. I really love it. It's a little bit shallower. The sides are out a little bit more. It's great for making bannock over the fire. This is the first time I've used it on the camp stove, and this is the second burger I've made, and it's working just beautifully. The weather is much better today. You see the sun is shining, but it's not nearly as hot as it was on the weekend. We're at about 25 degrees Celsius today. A little bit of a breeze, which is really quite nice. It's keeping the bugs away. And we found a nice spot in the shade to get out of the sun. And the girls are having a blast. And you know what? I am too. It's pretty awesome on here. Thanks for joining us. I hope you're having a great day. Just about done. Time for some cheese. Don't have any cheese slices today, so we're going to use real Canadian cheddar. Let that melt down, and then I'm going to get my bun ready. Mart, to thank you for the inspiration for making this lunch, I put my tomato on the bottom and made my cheeseburger upside down. Thanks for sharing your outing with me, guys. This was a brilliant idea and I really appreciate it. I can't wait to do it over a campfire just like you did. They aren't sleeping. But they are happy girls. That one I think is going to flip herself right out in a minute. That one I think might pass out in a couple minutes. Let's see. Faker. Go to sleep. So this is for Mark at Eat Carbs. Mark, you've challenged me to make Bannock. I can almost taste it. So I whipped some up the other day while I was watching your video. This is standard flour, baking soda. It's also got a little powdered milk, a little powdered butter. It's got some salt in there. I've added a little bit of oatmeal, quick oats, and I've added a little bit of ground up walnuts, and there's a little bit of flaxseed and chia in there. Not very much, just a little bit to give it a little texture, and some dried cranberries and raisins. Now I've just put a little bit in here. I'm just going to make a little one for me, and this is how I generally do it. I put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm going to add a little bit of water at a time in there. I'm going to mix it up in the bag, which is going to be really messy, and then I'm going to get it out of there. You can poke a hole in there and squeeze it out if it was cake batter or something, but this is going to be Bannock. It's going to be dry. I want it dry enough that I can hold it in my hand, not make too big of a mess, and get it in my pan. I've never done Bannock this way before. I'm going to do it on my gas stove in my cast iron skillet with some peanut oil, and we'll see how it turns out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in my pan. I'm going to leave my hamburger grease in there from lunchtime, and I'm going to cook my Bannock on that, just a little bit. I'm going to fry it like pan fry from the heat of the pan, as opposed to saturate it and soak it in boiling oil. You can do that too. I think that's called native fry bread. I'm going to try it this way and see how it goes. We're just experimenting, but I figure, how bad could it really be? Put oil in there along with the rest of the hamburger oil. So it's not very deep. I don't know, 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit less than that, 1/16 of an inch. Not very deep. I don't like to soak my bread in oil, and it's just too greasy for me. I'm too old for that. So we're going to get my Bannock out of the bag here, and we'll get it in the woods by Backpack Jack. Dirty hands. Rubbing in dirt. Put some dirt and some pine needles in there. Get all those big chunks off. And then you're left with dirty hands that you can wash off with water or wipe pretty darn easily. Can pack. You're welcome. Looks like it's crisping up. Bubbling. I gotta figure out how to flip this sucker with a spatula. Today I wasn't sure what I was gonna do while the girls were napping, and I thought maybe I would do some whittling. I brought my light my fire knife, and I brought my hoof knife with me, but I've been unable to find a good piece of wood to get whittle on and try to make a spoon or something while the girls are sleeping. I can't venture that far away, and there's just not any good downwind right here a few hundred yards from a main street in our little city. So it's still a little bit doughy right in the middle. I can cook that top side a little bit more. I need to find a way to do this so it's not burnt. It does get a crust on it when you do it by the campfire. I'm not so crazy about the way this is working right now, but who knows? Maybe it's all done. A little bit charred on the outside. That side's a little more burnt than that side, but turned out pretty well. Looks like it's raw in the middle, but not too bad. I forgot to bring maple syrup, jam, rum, but I did bring fresh frozen wild blueberries. That should taste really good on there. Give it a try. That's good. I highly recommend that. Thanks for the inspiration, Mark. It was a great idea. Let's keep experimenting and see if we can perfect the recipe. Bannock, frozen blueberries. It's a wicked combination. So good. This little feather stick as I'm whittling my spoon. Nobody's ever going to mistake me for a professional spoon carver. Sure is relaxing though. A little frustrating stuff like this, but wonderful.